Money struggles run in my family. Welcome to day 16 in our 30-day Unlock Money Magic adventure specifically made for women. Look at you. We're in the second half of our adventure. Thank you so much for sticking with it. So today we're looking at some really fascinating research. Yesterday we're looking at our parents' paradigm. Now we're looking at ancestors. So here's the fascinating research. Researchers exposed mice to the scent of cherry blossoms and gave them a small electric shock. Now, to no surprise, the mice after that feared the scent of the cherry blossom. So they froze when they smelled cherry blossom. Okay, that's understandable. Now here's the fascinating part. The children of those mice had the same fear response as their parents, even though they never were shocked. And what's even more crazy is that the grandchildren, the grandbabies of those mice that originally got shocked, they also had that same fear response when they were exposed to the cherry blossom scent. What's that mean? Fear gets passed down through the body. And it's actually not just mice. Researchers worked with the survivors or the children of Holocaust survivors. So the Holocaust survivors who had PTSD had children who had the same stress hormone response as their parents decades later, even though the children never experienced the Holocaust themselves. And there was also research for 9/11. There were women, pregnant women, who were in or near the World Trade Center on 9/11. And those women who experienced PTSD because of this event, their children, their babies, had the same stress hormone signature as the mothers. The babies were unborn, and when they researched these babies after they were born, about 9 months into it, they had the same hormonal stress response. It's wild. Fear gets passed down through generations. So today we want to go look at our ancestors and what happened to them. So just for the obvious reasons, think of the Great Depression. How many of your grandparents or great-grandparents or maybe even parents experienced the Great Depression? And that shaped them. Then there were all these inequalities for women. Like my own grandmother lost everything 3 times in her life because of political or cultural reasons. One time when she had an inheritance, because she was a woman, she was not allowed to manage her own inheritance. And my grandma was super smart. Somebody else, a man, was given the management of her inheritance. They mismanaged it and she lost it all. How many of those events do you have in your past? Think about wars. Think of just like even the pandemic, recent pandemic, where so many people lost everything. Even in our own generation, what are we passing down to our children unless we clear it? So today what we want to do is we want to just become aware of what happened in our ancestors' life. And you may or may not be aware of it, but we become present to those feelings and the stories. And then we're going to tap it away so that you can be free of those patterns. So just whenever you're ready, close your eyes, take a deep breath in and out, and remember a story or an event that you know happened to your grandparents or your parents or great-grandparents that had to do with the loss of money and the fear around money. And just allow it to just bubble up. And you may have several stories that you know of, or several scenarios. Pick the one that you're ready to tackle today, and don't pick the most stressful one. Just pick one to start out with. Give it a title, like a movie title. and feel that feeling in your body. Maybe it was the bank run during the Great Depression. Maybe your movie title is The Stock Crash. Whatever your title is, just I'm going to be quiet for a moment, give it a title, feel the feeling, and rate it on a scale from 0 to 10 about its intensity. And then when you're ready, start tapping on the side of the hand. Even though there was all this struggle for my ancestors, and they passed it down into my body, I deeply and completely love and accept myself. Even though there are so many generations that have struggled with money, and I've absorbed it in my own cells, I'm willing to let it go now. Even though my ancestors had to struggle, and it was so hard and so unfair, I am choosing to honor their struggle and still write my own story. Okay, stop tapping, take a deep breath in and out. And if you did the money paradigm yesterday for your parents, choose something that's different from yesterday. Tap on the top of the head. All these generations that suffered. This hard life that my ancestors lived. All the wars. The depression. The political circumstances. All the suffering. I can feel it in my body. I feel the suffering. Top of the head. I allow myself to tune into their fears. Eyebrow. Into the hardship they experienced. Side of the eye. Just for a moment, I feel their pain. Under your eye. And it feels like it's my pain. Under your nose. I'm observing my ancestors' history. Chin crease. And it feels like it's my own. Collarbone. I can feel their suffering in my body. Under your arm. I can feel their fear in my body. Top of the head and tap through the points at your own pace. I have so much compassion with their struggle. They struggled so much. Life then was so hard. The circumstances were so harsh. They really did have to fight for their survival. Literally. And all that fear and panic is in my cells today. It got passed down through generations. and I feel it in my body. But it's actually not my fear. It's not my struggle. It's not my panic. It's not my anxiety. It's not my fight that I'm fighting. Part of me feels that I need to honor their struggle and struggle myself. Part of me wants to be loyal to their struggle. These ancestral patterns of struggle and fear, they are still in my cells. But now I'm willing to take a step back and look at it differently. Would they want me to struggle? Would they want me to be afraid? When I think about my own family, I wouldn't want my children to struggle. I don't want anybody to struggle. The truth is that parents always want their children to have a better life. Parents sacrifice so their children can have a better life. And if that's true for me, that'd be true for my parents and my grandparents and my great-grandparents. All my ancestors would want me to have a better life. That's why they sacrificed, so that I don't have to struggle. Thank you. Thank you, my ancestors. Thank you for struggling so I don't have to. Thank you for worrying so I don't have to. Thank you for fighting so hard so that I can have a better life. What if the best way for me to honor my ancestors is to live a better life? A life without struggle. A life of joy and peace and freedom. Wouldn't that be a much better way to honor my ancestors? I kind of like that idea. I really do want to honor my ancestors. Everything they've fought for. Everything they've given up. I stand on their shoulders so that I can have a better life. Thank you. Thank you. I bring compassion to their struggle, and I give myself permission to release it now. I release all struggle from my cells. I release all struggle from my energy field. Because the truth is, that's what they would want for me. If I just imagine they're all standing behind me now, beaming their love, they're going to say, "You go, girl." by cheering me on. I can feel their power. I can feel their love. I can feel their support. And right now, in this moment, I choose to honor them by letting go of all those old patterns and living my rich life. Stop tapping, take a deep breath in and out. And feel into your body. How has it shifted already? Tune back on your scale from 0 to 10 and reassess. When you're ready, you can open your eyes. And thank you, ancestors, for providing this beautiful opportunity of this gorgeous life for you. Now make sure you update your tracker, invite a friend, and come tune back in tomorrow for our second half of our Unlock Money Magic adventure. Thank you for tapping with me. Have a beautiful day.